Are we doing something? Wait, are we doing this right now?
Yeah,
right now.
Let's do it.
Right now, I'm scared.
I'm always scared.
Well, we're doing something different. We like Magic the Gathering. No, go figure.
Nerds.
We play almost exclusively Commander. I don't think we really play anything else.
That was pretty good recently.
Yeah, that's about it. And we have some friends that try to get us into Standard, but it's just in our bag. But as the meme has been spread around, this is more Commander Horizons than Modern Horizons, so we're gonna review it and talk about like what we don't like, anything else that might be going on with the set.
So yeah, here we go.
What got you excited about the set, John?
Honestly,
Yeah.
just the sheer power of it.
Fair. There's a lot of powerful cards.
There's a lot of powerful cards. I think that may have just been it. I didn't think there was any specific cards that would go well with anything that I play, but yeah, I think it's just the sheer power of it.
Yeah, I could probably agree with you there. Because I didn't give it time of day before. I think Urza was spoiled, and Urza wasn't really interesting to me because mono blue, and being a Commander player, it's like I'm not going to build a mono blue deck. Fuck
Yeah,
that shit.
right.
But the minute Urza was spoiled, I had high hopes that my boy Yawgmoth would be spoiled, and they did it. They did me justice. They did Yawgmoth justice.
They did it.
And honestly, the set went from like, oh, these powerful cards, I want them, to I want Yawgmoth, I want him now. Fuck the rest of the cards.
And then as I was watching, I'm like, oh, look at these price points. I could buy a box and I could sell that box.
Yeah, that box can be sold back. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. The power level of the set was really up there because I think the intention was for Modern, because Modern's as far as I know, because I am ignorant when it comes to Modern and other formats like that, Modern's pretty high power level stuff, competitive stuff. And that's why this has been kind of made fun of, I guess, because it's not really doing anything for the Modern format. But hey, fuck it, man. We play Commander.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. You have a favorite card in the set?
There were, I don't know, there's a tie between a few. The Ayula, the bear.
The bear. Yeah. Go find it.
Let's find the bear.
Why, it's on the screen, man.
So
there she is. Look at that. Majesticness.
Majestics of the Ayula. I don't know. She was really cool. It would make a bear tribal deck would be really, really fun.
And she's powerful. Like, the more you look at her, like, she doesn't seem like that special, but I mean, those bears are coming down a lot bigger.
A lot bigger. And it's enter the battlefield. It's not
like
casting. Yeah. So you don't necessarily need to find.
And a bear's always been a 2/2 for 2. That's like where it started. I think it was like Grizzly Bear way back when. It was like the first one. And bears have been around forever. So she has plenty of bears you could throw in there. And then she has that new enchantment that goes with her where you discard a land and you make a 2/2 bear.
Yeah.
You make your bears fat, dude, and then you just fight everything so nobody has creatures.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's actually pretty strong.
There's that one, and then the Llanowar tribe. That just the sheer like mana ramp. I mean, green's always had mana ramp.
Well, we had that discussion. I don't know if you were there for that, because we play Magic every Sunday, and John's always late. But we had that discussion. So somebody there said Llanowar tribe doesn't seem that useful. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
You go from 3 to 6.
Yeah. First turn, forest into a Llanowar elves. Second turn, you drop your next forest. You tap all 3 for that.
Yeah.
Or so on turn 3, you're gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty powerful.
It's really powerful. I mean, even if you
that's like good hand.
Yeah, exactly. But even if you drop it turn 3 without having the Llanowar elves or a bop or anything like that, you just go from 3 to 6 immediately. Like, come on.
And yeah, it's a creature, but at least it's not like Llanowar elves. That's a 1/1. It's a 3/3. I mean, it is. And you can actually do some damage if you needed to. And
yeah.
And it's not going to die immediately to something like, I don't know, like some douche plays Massacre Worm in our meta.
Right, yeah. Who would do that? The one of them that I saw, because I run a heavy creature deck, was the Sarah, the new Sarah Planeswalker.
Oh, yeah, because she gives stuff flying, right?
No, well, she gets +1 until the end of turn, but her ulti
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Her ulti, you get it the next turn.
Yeah, it's
That's
disgusting.
ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
You get an emblem if you control a creature. Damage that would reduce your life to total to less. Reduces, what is it? Life total to less than 1. Reduces it to 1 instead.
It's a pain in the ass, especially because your baby deck is tokens. It's very much creature based, and it's like it's not that bad because you can do it's like one board wipe away and you can kill you. But if you have something like your douche ass Avacyn out that makes all your stuff indestructible, now things get a lot harder.
Yeah, a lot harder.
And you could just beat face until to your heart's content, basically.
Yeah.
But the only problem I see with this with your deck is you gain a lot of life.
Yeah. No, that's the only thing I looked at. There's very few times that I'm actually down to
one.
Yeah.
Because normally you can get if you're at 1 and you untap again, usually you can get yourself back up to 20.
A lot of the time playing that deck is you guys are gonna kill me some other way.
Yeah.
Either mill me out, made me discard everything in my
commander
deck.
damages.
Commander damage, yeah.
And now with my new Yawgmoth deck, in fact, I'm gonna infect you out at some point.
Yeah. But the fact that the sheer fact that you can use her the next turn,
it's gross,
and just get that emblem immediately. It's stupid.
You drop her, you get,
and it's only 4 turns in you can get that. Mm-hmm. I mean,
turn 2 if
the slowest.
You got Soul Ring.
Yeah, I'm saying the slowest is turn 4. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm not a fan of Angels or Sarah in general, so
yeah,
it's meh to me, but it's very, very good, very powerful.
And there's the next one.
He wrote him down. He was
I was prepared.
Yeah, I was
prepared because
homework.
I knew I wouldn't have anything to talk about if I didn't. There's
Blue.
one. Yeah. I know. I don't. If anybody knows me, which you guys don't,
you don't know him.
You don't know me. I don't run blue very often, but there's one card in here. Where'd it go?
Man of War.
Yeah, that's what.
Hey, man, it's pretty good. Man of War's pretty. It's decent.
This guy.
Oh, Echoes of Eons.
Echo of Eons. Each player shuffles their hand and a graveyard into their library and then draws 7 cards. And with the flashback, so you can...
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the flashback is a lot fucking cheaper.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And if you can find a way to make everyone... Like, this is my goal with this card, if I ever, really get into it, is to make everyone destroy everyone's lands, destroy everyone's fields, and then restart the game and just piss people off.
Jesus Christ. This is what I play with, by the way.
That's why I don't run blue.
This is why I don't run blue. Also, interesting point. If you've noticed, since it's getting closer and closer to release, because as of recording this, still got a few days before pre-release, so we don't have the cards yet, but we will be getting them soon enough. Prices are already steadily going down.
Yeah.
That's what always happens though with sets. It's like something new and exciting will be brought up, and then a bunch of people will pre-order it, and the price will shoot up. But then by the time it's released, it'll usually drop down. But something like this, I don't see dropping under $10.
No,
I'm
just
not
for the sheer flashback cost.
I'm not a financial expert into Magic, but I usually can tell when something's gonna stick around a good price point.
Yeah. So yeah, my goal is to bounce everything to someone's hand or destroy all their lands and everything and just restart the game.
You're gross.
Yeah, I know.
You're real gross.
Let's hope I never get there.
In a game meta that only one person really runs counter Magic.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. Is that all your favorite cards?
Let's see. Obviously the new lands.
Oh, with the snow covered or the duels?
Just the duels.
Okay.
I don't even know if I can. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, hey man.
Just the fact that they don't come in tapped, and you immediately have 2 different colors.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
Paying 1 life is nothing.
No, unless you got all 5 of them out, and you're tapping all 5 of them on turn 5, and you're like, well, this hurts a little bit.
Yeah. The only downfall is they don't tap for a colorless, so you can't have that alternative.
Yeah.
But you can sack them and draw a card if you really need to. If you're that desperate, you could draw a card.
Yeah. So that Prismatic Vista.
Yeah, this one's really good.
It's really strong.
The fact that they don't come in tapped.
It's basically a fetch for...
It is a fetch for any card.
Any basic, right?
Any basic, yeah. But I do like the lands because I might be able to run them. Like I said, I gain a lot of life in my baby deck. So this is these are easy for me to use.
I'm not excited that they reprinted the cycling lands. The Barrenmore, Lonely Sandbar and stuff like that. Like they were always cool, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done something different with those land slots.
Well, I mean, if you're using them for like, say you're running a deck where you have Crucible of the World and stuff like that. And, and that's your shtick where you drop in lands from the graveyard or something.
Yeah, I ran all of the ones I could in my Gitrog deck.
Or like World Shaper and all that.
Yeah, it just I felt like it was kind of a disappointment doing those, but I think some people wanted them. They were like, I don't think they're expensive. I don't think they haven't been for a long time, but yeah, I guess I was disappointed by those land slots. I'm still waiting for the actual fetches to be, actual fetches to be reprinted because they're so high up in price right now, and they're just it's kind of ridiculous.
There's good when that set does come out, when they actually do reprint them. It's gonna be expensive.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll probably be a master set.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane because people are gonna be going for those.
100% be going for those. Okay, more fun.
Oh no, artifact. This guy.
Altar of Dementia.
Just because I've made a new recursion deck recently that's still in the works. Sacrifice a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power to the top of their library to their graveyard.
Pretty good.
Which is perfect for a graveyard deck, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Especially because you're sacrificing creatures. I also thought about this for my baby deck, just as like a little side win where I'm sacking stupid amounts of creatures and stupid, like really large creatures.
Yeah.
Just for fun. I mean, it obviously wouldn't be a very competitive card in that deck, but just to be able to mill someone out with every single one of my creatures.
It'd be interesting.
Which would be kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you got 52 twos, you can mill somebody out right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, Altar Dimension has always been a really strong card, and I'm surprised it's as low as it is there.
Yeah.
But because I thought it got up there for a while, but now Altar Dimension is very strong, and for 2 mana, free sack outlet, you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And the flavor text with Volrath talking shit.
As for favorites, I think that covers it for me.
My favorite card's easy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go to that black section there. What are you doing?
Oh no! Oh god!
What are you doing?
Oh god! Okay.
Oh my god.
We're good. It's good. Yeah, I'll just do it.
You'll do it. You'll do it.
Where's he at?
There's my boy. So this is the only card I really like. Once he was spoiled, this is the only card I cared about, and I actually I got heated because obviously Urza is the more powerful card, easily the more powerful card. But I feel like the discrepancy between the two is not as big as people say it is.
Okay.
But, like, people think he's just like leagues under Urza. And I argue that he's fucking powerful.
Well, I think the thing is with most players, I could speak for myself at least.
Yeah.
I see cards like this and I'm like, what? No, I don't want to sack a creature. What? It's just a 1/-1.
Those are the only thing good those creatures are good for, man.
Yeah.
You were just talking about Alter Dimension.
No. But I have a problem with seeing new cards and immediately placing them with something else or like a synergy or something.
Fair. I mean, he's basically everything you want on a black card right there. The protection for humans is kind of an added touch, which I've built him already. I've pretty much built the deck already, and I've been proxying him until he comes out. But I was completely undervaluing the protection from humans. We have a Narset player in our play group that I could just block Narset all day long. It's actually a monk tribal deck, and I could block almost all of his monks all day long. I think, he was going to get exiled from the Tesa deck, Scion of Ghosts or whatever. I can't remember the Tesa, but she's one you have to sack like so many white creatures and you can exile target creature. And she couldn't target him because protect from humans and she's a human.
Oh,
which is pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah, that is.
And the pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature to put a -1/-1 counter and draw a card. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The 1 life is negligible, and if you have Blood Artist, Death Greeter, anything like that, you're negating the 1 life drop. And then sacking creatures, fine, because you're going to be recurring them anyway. And the -1/-1 counters, he's removal right there. And the fact that he synergizes with himself with the proliferate that's on the card is actually insane.
Yeah, and we're also speaking from a commander context.
Yes. If it's in another kind of format, it might not be as great, but having him in the command zone is powerful.
Yeah.
And I love him to pieces.
To pieces.
Other favorite cards in the set. I don't know about my favorite card, but go to red for me. Click on the red. That's green.
Sorry.
Scroll down. I'm looking for the Planebound Accomplice. So this card, like, I'm not a Planeswalker, a fan of Planeswalkers at all, especially like, but we have a person in our group that plays Super Friends. I'm not a huge fan, and I'm actually completely shocked by its price tag right now, but I feel like when people realize it, sneak attack for Planeswalkers is really fucking strong.
Yeah, for real. And for one, like...
Well, yeah, that was the original sneak attack. And yeah, he's a creature, so he's killable. But
yeah,
if you get to your turn and you have Doubling Season out, because if I remember correctly, Doubling Season, when the Planeswalkers enter, they enter with double the loyalty.
Okay.
So you could drop 6 Planeswalkers, ult them all.
So stupid.
Yeah. I feel like his price is going to go up. If it doesn't, I'll be completely shocked. But it's probably not my favorite, but I could definitely see him as a fucking powerful card in this set. And man, I'm actually really surprised by his price tag right now. But yeah, it'll go up. You have any your least favorite cards in the set? Like cards that are just like garbage to you?
I usually weed out the garbage. I don't really look at them too much, so I didn't see anything.
You're like Urza.
Urza's garbage. No, because when I look at, obviously, like a lot of other people, when I look at new sets, I look at at the mythics and the rares, and
fair, yeah.
Sometimes the uncommons, and when I get to the common, I'm like, whatever.
Well, that was actually the change for me. Is like the first time I started realizing that commons could be powerful, but this was obviously way back when in the set was Reanimate. Reanimate way back when was a fucking common. That card is bonkers.
It really is.
Yeah. So I always will look at comments like, there you go, Defile. Defile's targeted mutilate. It's really powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this this one is probably my least favorite card in the deck, strictly because it's gonna get used on me. I know it will.
At some point, probably.
At some point, and I mean, it's very like it's situational. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's very situational. But with my luck, I'm going to pump out a stupid amount of creatures.
And I'm going to
have this beautiful field that maybe I don't have haste at the time, which is very rare. And I can't attack. And I'm like, okay, next turn I'm going to fuck you guys up. And as soon as someone just plays this asshole and just destroys everything.
It's good in the fact that because you'll never, especially in like my mono black deck, I might run it for a while and see if it earns a spot. But it's so situational with me in anything that's not a mono black deck, because being in a mono black deck, you kind of always have access to.
You have the ability to
exile a card, exile a black card, rather than pay that 3.
Yeah.
So even if I tap out to play a bunch of shit, and you happen to go off making a bunch of tokens, I'll probably be able to exile a black card if I need to do it. But it is very situational, because if I draw that after the turn that you just made 5 million tokens, it does nothing for me, and now it's a dead card. So I've been skeptical about it, but I love the art. The art's
really cool,
pretty dope. And also, why does it have a weird spike in up to $400 on its price?
Wait, what? Holy shit!
What the fuck happened there?
Wow.
Maybe people overvalued it for a second. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's weird. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But it's very situational, and honestly, I don't think it would earn a spot in my mono black deck.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's definitely gonna get
in a multicolored deck. I could see it being useful. Like I said, like you said, situational. It definitely needs to. Yeah, you definitely need to be playing it in an aggro player. Or someone of that sense, because anything else.
You should play it in your baby deck, and then you make a bunch of tokens and then play it on yourself.
No, don't do that. This one seems like garbage. I'm just gonna say.
It's 100% garbage.
I just saw it right now, and it looks like trash. I actually saw it last night.
It's probably the worst one.
Really, you're gonna exile a white card to flash in a +1/+1 on your creatures? Like, Really?
I guess unless you're like, let's say you have 5 creatures and you're 5 away from lethal, and
I
that's it.
guess,
I don't understand.
This is such for 4.
If it gave it flying and +1/+1, I feel like
Or
it'd be better.
vigilance as well, like if creatures gave flying, vigilance, and +1/+1, then maybe
Yeah,
something stupid like that.
vigilance would be a little.
Well, I can see flying more so
because vigilance would be kind of lost, because if you try to flash it in right before damage, your creature's already.
Oh, it
tapped
doesn't
at that
matter.
point.
Yeah. But if you gave it flying, which allowed you to block flyers, I can see that.
Yeah, if it was flying +1/+1, I could see it being a lot better. Even like raising that mana cost to 5 or 6, but still having that exile clause.
Paying 6 to just give a +1/+1 and flying.
It could definitely do certain things in situations where it's like
this
you're
a
blocking
reprint?
or whatever.
Do we know?
No, these are all new.
These are all new. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new cycle of force cards.
Yeah, this is. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah.
In fact, it's poo-poo.
It's really bad.
It's doo-doo. Generous Gift, though, that's actually a really good card. Beast Within for white.
Oh yeah, for 3, huh?
Yeah.
Strike a permanent. Its controller gets a 3/3 green elephant creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just put Dumbo on there.
And I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, I feel like Beast Within isn't any permanent, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Look at it. Oh no, it is any permanent. Okay, I thought for some reason this was non-land permanent, but no. Yeah, that's pretty powerful, and and Beast Within in white, it's
pretty
good
because a lot of white just exiles, correct? Most white.
A lot of their stuff does. They do have the destroy stuff, but I just think it's really good the fact that they can target any permanent, and white doesn't usually need help with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good card.
Yeah. What was your least favorite?
My least favorite. Most of the white cards.
Well, it's just the color you don't run. That's why.
Least favorite in terms of something that might hose me.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
All the creatures, man. All the creatures.
Yeah, creatures.
No, I don't think I have any like real least favorites. I do not like a lot of the ninjas they printed. They were cool, and at one point I did have the ninja deck, but they seem kind of like filler to me.
Yeah, there was a lot of filler between the power.
Yeah, like the last couple days when they were spoiling everything. It's like what happened?
What is this? Yeah, you really peaked in the beginning. Come on.
Well, they gotta spoil the big heavy hitters first.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything that's really ephemerate is actually not that great. The rebound is okay, but it's like what is it called? I can't remember, the Cloud Shift or something like that. It's basically Cloud Shift, but it has a rebound.
Okay.
And Cloud Shift isn't that great because it only targets creatures, but I mean it's still good. Like if in the context of Commander, if you're playing a blink deck, it's still gonna be good.
For one, if you're trying to blink, that's not bad at all.
And the extra rebound is nice because at the beginning of your next upkeep you can cast it and blink something else for value.
Else. If you're running, what is it, Baleful Strix, or let's draw a card.
Yeah, I mean it's a little extra value.
Magister Sphinx and fucking
it's a fucking asshole.
Drop everyone to 10.
But no, it's like it's okay, and for a common slot, it's definitely good, and the rebound is pretty dope. But other than that, it doesn't. It was kind of meh. Kind of backtracking though. Go to your multicolors there. Talking about blink. I'll tell you something that's really good. Fucking Nightmare Fuel art. There it is, right there. This fucking guy. First of all, I gotta give the props to the artist because he's also the same artist who did Deliver Unto Evil, the card in the last set, I believe. That's fucking Nightmare Fuel for one, and two, that's a really good card. Anytime what is it, just creature's exiled from the battlefield, not just yours.
Oh yeah,
anybody's. He gets a +1/+1.
So that counts for cards that exile creature return to the battlefield.
Yeah,
next are within like.
So it's a blinky boy.
Yeah,
and he has Conjurer's Closet attached to him on a creature.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the end of your turn, you're always going to be blinking.
Surprisingly, I hadn't seen this guy, and now it's going to go into my.
Yeah, you're
my
making
deck.
a fucking recursion blink deck.
A recursion blink enter the battlefield effect deck,
yeah.
And that's actually perfect.
Yeah, he's fucking fantastic, and
I don't know why this image is a little blurry, but
yeah, that's right. He gets bigger the more you blink.
Yeah,
and if you
really
if you sword something or path something on the opponent's team, he still gets bigger.
Yeah,
which is really strong.
That's insane. Actually, speaking of swords, there are the new swords.
Swords.
The new swords. Where is it?
Right there.
Wait, let's talk about this guy real quick.
This punk of doo-doo.
Mox Tantalite. Not so sure how I feel about getting 1 mana of any color 3 turns later.
Yeah, if you happen to have it in your opening hand, it's like cool on turn 3, you're going to have that extra mana. But, and I guess if you're like really hurting for color fixing because it's any color. But
yeah, but by the time if you're hurting for color at some point and you drop it, you're going to wait 3 turns in order to play that color.
Well, imagine drawing this on turn fucking 7. It's useless then.
It's useless. Turn 1, beautiful. I get it. Turn 1, you drop it down and you drop your land and you wait 3 turns, you have 4 mana. But this is where Llanowar Tribe is 1,000 times better than this.
Yeah.
You drop you have to wait till turn 3, obviously, but you drop turn 3, you
hop up to 6 mana.
Turn 4, 6 mana.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's turn 1, turn 3, 4 mana. It's like,
It's not good, and
to get it back, say you do recur an artifact, you just gotta wait 3 more turns to use it.
Yeah, the only way I could see this being good is if you could cheat its mana cost, because there's like Cascade and stuff will cast this without suspending it.
Yeah.
So if you cast a 1-drop, it'll hit this and do it. But
now if
that's a rare case.
Yeah, if there's a way to bring it from your graveyard straight to the battlefield,
yeah,
you can negate it then.
It's just not that good, and I feel like it's them being afraid of printing Moxes that were as powerful as they were in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
And it's cool trying to add a suspend to something that's like an existing thing.
Even if it's like, I think even suspend 2 would have been better.
I honestly would have said if they wanted the same power level as a Mox, it should have been like suspend 1.
Yeah.
So you play it on your first turn, and you know on your second turn you're going to have that extra.
You're going to have 3 mana on your next turn. Yeah.
I feel like that would have been more level of Mox.
Or add 2 colorless.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah, I would keep the suspend 3 if it tapped for more mana.
If it tapped for maybe 2 colors or 2.
Hell, if they made a card that was basically Gilded Lotus that taps for 3 of the same color, and it had suspend 5, I would run that shit because it means that
you get 3 extra mana 5 turns later. Then
5 turns later, and you don't have to pay mana for it if it's 0 costing.
Yeah, you bump up to 8, like that's insane.
Yeah,
but bumping up to 1, I don't know.
Not great. Not excited about that. Watch me pull 7 of them.
Yeah. Well, maybe someone else has a plan for it.
I mean, in a suspend deck that you can remove suspend counters, I guess maybe, but
I don't. Or like a even on I would say like a 60 card deck. If you had run like 3 of these,
start popping them out.
You drop 4 or all 4. You drop all 4 turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Then I could see it being good.
I think we're just based around Commander. It's not anything anymore.
Most of our stuff is based around Commander. We'll just say that now.
I actually really dig these. These mana rocks,
the enemy talismans.
Yeah,
they finally completed that set because they weren't in existence before, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, in the fact that it's a soul ring basically. You drop it on turn 2, and you immediately can tap it for a color or a colorless.
Yeah.
It deals damage, but
yeah,
the fact that because most of the mana rocks right now are 3, correct? Except for a soul ring.
Yeah, which is 1.
Yeah.
And there's a few that are 2, I think. Like the signets, all 2, but those you need to filter in 1 mana to get 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These will automatically tap, deal you damage. So
that would be the play for this one. That'd probably be the dream for a deck where it's like turn 1, land, soul ring, and then into this, and then I mean hell, you got
drop
one more
land
mana.
or elf. If you're running green,
fucking dream right there.
That is the dream. Why does it keep going back?
But then you have like 2 cards in your hand, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But as I look at them, I definitely am going to plan on replacing my signets with these, just for the fact that I don't have to filter into them.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, and then I still have my land open.
What do you think about those swords?
They're not bad. I don't think I read this one though.
That one's going to be in every Oathbreaker deck from now until eternity.
Creature deals combat damage to player, destroy up to 1 target planeswalker. Oh yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, planeswalker and
target artifact.
The cool thing is, I guess if you hit somebody, you don't have to target the defending player's stuff. You can target anything on the field. But I don't know. It seems kind of. I think this is also them being afraid of the power level of
the original swords. Yeah.
Because look at Feast and Famine, which is arguably the strongest one.
Yeah.
But this is nothing, nowhere near that.
No.
Just untapping all lands is insane. And the other one is definitely a commander staple to me. Well, not necessarily staple. It definitely can't go in any deck, but any deck that cares about proliferating and +1/+1 counters.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's going to go in Super Friends if they make a little beast token with like a Garruk, attach that to it. They can proliferate all their.
That's another one I considered putting into my token deck. It's just keep buffing up my creatures, and I usually have doubling Season Out or anything like that, adding counters.
This one isn't bad. I obviously it's for the right build, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
But it's not like Feast and Famine, which I think everybody feels like they could put in any deck.
Yeah.
Which that's not fun. I don't like that shit.
Right.
Oh God, I'm burping. I'm sorry. I haven't been keeping track too much of the reprints in this. I know there's a few in here. Were there any reprints that you would have liked to see in the set? Since it is, Commander Horizons.
No. There's some that I saw that I was like, why do we need that again?
Why do we need that again?
Specifically this one. I've never found, I don't know. Maybe I just don't find use
Future
for it.
Sight? Yeah.
I have one and I've used it before and I always take it out.
Yeah, I have one too, and it's like it's always almost the first one I cut, but in certain decks you're gonna like it, and it's pretty powerful because it essentially gives you
an extra card
in your hand. But the 3 blue, unless you're playing mono blue or blue black or blue something,
it's such a high cost.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
and I don't know why they decided to reprint it, but I mean, I'm sure somebody will be happy about that. And Kess, I like how they reprinted Kess because I guess me not knowing a lot about Modern,
Distant Mage or whatever her name is.
I guess they couldn't use foil versions of her.
Really?
And those were the only versions of her because it was in the Commander set.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, and so they printed this so you can get non-foil versions of her.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Huh. I was wondering why she was.
Yeah.
I was wondering why she was in there. It didn't make sense to me with a lot of the other stuff in the.
Because I can't think of any things that were specifically in a Commander set being reprinted in a non-Commander set.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
You're right. Correct.
But she's powerful. She's a little slow sometimes, but she's powerful.
Yeah. I never found a use for her.
No, well, something I didn't know was a reprint that you pointed out to me was Unearth.
Which
is in black. Yeah, I thought it was a new card because I'm like, I was all fucking stoked about Yawgmoth. I'm like, there's a Phyrexian on the front of the fucking thing. It's like a Phyrexian Negator coming out of the ground.
Where is it?
Where the fuck? Oh, it's right there. It's like a Phyrexian Negator coming out of the ground. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool new card. And you're like, no, it's been a thing. And I'm like, what?
I didn't know it was a thing either. I had actually pulled it from War of the Spark. And
okay.
I don't know if it came out then or if it came out prior. But yeah, I was. You had mentioned it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good card. And then I get my cards in the next day.
Saw
like,
shit.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, but this was actually pretty cool, I guess. But if it was in the War of the Spark, I don't know why they decided to put it in here too.
I couldn't say.
But maybe it was just for the cool new art for the Phyrexian and Gator.
Yeah. If they're bringing Phyrexians back and are the.
Well, yeah, they fucking spoiled the Plague Engineer before Yawgmoth, and I was like, there's only 4. I think it's 4 carriers or 5 carriers now, creature types, and they're all Phyrexians. And this thing was basically engineered plague on a stick, basically. And the flavor text was Yawgmoth like him writing his notes.
Oh really?
And I'm like, you bitch, if you do not
they don't release them at all.
If you do not release Yawgmoth after releasing this, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Yeah.
They were basically cock teasing me at that point. But
the only problem is it's not an instant. So
yes, that is the big problem with that. That's probably why it's common. But if it was instant, that'd be fucking.
But the fact that you're getting a card for 3 mana cost.
Yeah, and if you don't need it, you could cycle it away, and draw a card.
Yeah, and if you're playing for recursion deck, especially with blue, you can pull the sorcery out and use it. As you've cycled.
I think we kind of answered this question because we keep talking about how it's a lot of good stuff from Commander, or for Commander. I don't think the set did what it was meant to do because it was mainly for Modern.
Yeah,
I feel like they're like, you know what, Commander players deserve some shit.
The only thing that I do think it did well was the nostalgia factor that people have been waiting for Yawgmoth and waiting for Urza to show their face.
Well, yeah, they've never had a card.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about Urza yet.
Oh, well, we'll get there, man. Yeah. We'll get there. I have a question down here talking about overpowered cards.
Yeah.
No, Urza's fucking bonkers.
I think they set out to go for Modern, but they also set out to adhere to the fans' wants. EDH has gotten so big that
I feel like they kind of keep things in mind when they make certain cards. Where like
Yeah.
this legendary could be used as a commander, and unless they were fucking smoking high when they made Urza, because he's turning all your artifacts into mock sapphires, which is an extremely banned card.
Yeah.
It's a 0 costing thing that taps for a blue.
It's insane.
And he comes with one as he enters the battlefield, even if you only control one artifact, because he's going to be a 1/1 himself, because he enters the battlefield. Yeah, you create the construct, and he's an artifact, so he's at least a 1/1.
Right.
And he taps for 1 blue mana.
That's insane.
Yeah. And they don't need to have haste, because he's the thing tapping them.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Urza's fucking bonkers. And, you know, there's so many ways to make infinite mana with him and those things that you could just play your whole deck with his second ability or his third ability. And as a Yawgmoth player, I find the fact that he's a 1/4 upsetting, because it means I have to sacrifice 4 things to kill him.
Yeah. It's insane. So yeah, what was the next one?
Any cards that you would like to add to existing decks or legendaries you would like to build around?
As for legendaries, I mentioned earlier Ayula, just to make a bear tribal deck.
That'd be pretty funny.
Just because it's a bear tribal deck. I have a green elf deck, which I need to take apart.
I heard a lot of jokes, you know, Bear Force 1, right to bear arms.
Yeah. That would be a fun one to make. What else do I have? Oh, I don't know if I'd make it myself, but if I ever got into them,
Slivers.
the slivers,
First sliver.
the cascade,
It's gross.
the cascade. Every card has cascade.
It's real
Every
gross.
sliver card you have is cascade. It's dumb.
So the dream with that is because Cascade also casts them. So if you cast him, a 5-drop, you're going to cascade. If you cascade into a 4-drop, that 4-drop is going to cascade into a 3-drop.
Into a 3-drop.
But I mean, the worst that can happen is if you play him and cascade into a 1-drop and you have any 0 costers. But
right.
the dream would be him into a 4, into a 3, into a 2, into a 1.
Because reveal right as you go. Until you hit it. Until it's an online card.
Exile cards from the top of your library.
So it's the first one that comes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
First one you find that has,
Yeah.
in his case, it would be 4 CMC or less.
Now, if you learn, you have blue in this, so you can restack your deck as much as you want if you can figure that out.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like then because Slivers, I think that's the problem with him, is like, if you lean into the Cascade, you're leaning away from the Sliver synergy, because every Sliver deck, I feel like you just pack full of Slivers. Like, there's not a lot of utility.
Well, no, I mean, that's fine, though, because the Cascade comes with the Slivers.
Yes.
So you pack it with all these stupid abilities that these Slivers... Because Slivers give to everything till they're gone.
Yeah.
It's not till end of turn or when it enters the battlefield. Yeah. It's until that Sliver is gone, these Slivers have that ability. And
I'll tell you the stupid Sliver. It's in red. I can't remember its name. But if it gets dealt damage, it deals that much damage back to something. And like, so you can make a bunch of Slivers and then blasphemous act yourself. Deal your 5 Slivers, each 13 damage, and you could deal all that damage to one person.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's like a combo kill Sliver.
That's insanity.
Slivers are pretty gross. Those are one of the, especially with EDH, we have a friend that has a Sliver deck. He rarely plays it because it's so fast and so powerful.
It's really fast.
Because Slivers, if you don't get ahead of them, they're just going to swarm you, which, I mean, I guess it sticks with what they are.
Yeah.
That's in like lore and everything. And it's fucking disgusting. Why are you clicking on the gross guy?
More fun. This is another deck would be really fun to create.
Yeah, I've been working on a 5-color Eldrazi deck with him.
Yeah.
But turns out all 5 colors of Eldrazi is pretty jank together, because none of them really synergize with each other too much.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of like enter the battlefield, create two Eldrazi spawns that sack for mana. I feel like they all do that.
A lot of them do. A lot of the green ones do. There's some different ones that do different things. Processors will pull things out of exile and put them back into opponents' graveyards to do something. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, I was really excited to do this because I've been wanting a 5-color Eldrazi deck forever. But his ability that makes it cost Wooburg less, or, you know, all 5 colors less, it's kind of lost on Eldrazi because they only ever cost at least 1 color. So the most you're doing is making them cost 1 less. Yeah,
there's not really any multicolored Eldrazi. At least not that I can.
There's a couple Sire of Stagnation,
like black red, right, or something like that.
Black blue, and there's a couple other ones.
Okay.
Forerunner of Slaughter, I think. So the most you're doing is like getting 2 minus on something that's already expensive, and especially with like the Titans and stuff. You're not going to get any reduction in price because they're colorless.
True.
So he's kind of lost in that, and giving all your other creatures of that chosen type +1/+1, also not that great.
But I mean, with this guy, you can make any type of tribal deck.
Yeah, that's kind of what they wanted, I think.
Yeah. He costs 7 to play, which is insane.
Yeah, you can ramp him up pretty quick. It's all colorless.
It's all colorless, yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah, you can use anything.
You got green in there, so
yeah, exactly. So I mean, for a tribal deck, it'd be really fun. This could be a commander for everybody's tribal deck if they really wanted to.
Yeah, and he's got a creepy fucking human face for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like a moose with a human face
and a crab claw.
Yeah,
fucking gross.
Well, he's a changeling, man. He's got to turn into all these different things.
Doesn't mean he has to be a fucking mutant.
Well,
no, yeah, he's I could see some gross decks built around him, especially like if you can really find things that abuse that cost reduction. I guess the combo with him is Fist of Suns, and Joda, because Joda makes you be able to cast everything for the 5 colors. Same with Fist of Suns. You can pay the 5 colors instead of paying its mana cost. So now everything's free.
Oh, wow.
Creatures
of
that chosen type are now free.
Yeah, I mean, see? Tribal deck.
There
you go.
I thought about doing that with the 5 color Eldrazi's, throw Fist of Suns in there.
Yeah.
But it's just
yeah, I spoke about it earlier. Altered Dementia for my... that's a reprint, I guess?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had one for a while.
Oh. But yeah, no, that's probably going to go into one of my decks. My recursion deck. It makes sense.
Doo-doo head.
It only makes sense. And then Eldamari's Call. Now that I look at it, I don't think I need it, but I thought about putting it into my...
Toots for a creature.
Yeah, it's a creature tutor. Like,
and
for 2.
The fact that it goes into your hand is pretty good.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I don't think there's anything else I would put in a deck.
No?
Let's see.
Excuse my yawns.
No, I think that's kind of it. That's kind of why I wasn't like... I didn't find any specific cards that I really loved.
For me...
Then again, I haven't looked through all the commons and uncommons, so there's probably something in there that...
Go to green for me, because I have a baby deck.
Oh.
It's currently sitting at home collecting power in a cupboard.
Yeah.
Because I decided to... It kind of does the same thing every time, and it's not like stupid powerful, but it...
I forgot about this one.
Yeah, Hell Hexdrinker,
yeah.
Yeah. My baby deck's not like stupid powerful, but it can definitely go from 0 to 100 quick.
The Unbounding one.
Yeah. And the whole point of my deck is to make a lot of mana and kill people with X spells. There it is right there. So this was... And like when I saw it,
You creamed.
I creamed a little bit in my panties. It's gross because the first part with the permanents, that's already really good. Any deck that's running like the Hydras or which I love how the art is depicting like a fucking huge ass Hydra with all the heads.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
I never thought about it's right in the picture.
Yeah, with a lot of the X Hydras, that's fucking gross.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it. See, that was my problem. I don't put 2 and 2 together sometimes. And
there's a lot of artifacts too, like Everflowing Chalice. It's the one where you can multi-kick into it.
Mm-hmm.
Astral Cornucopia.
Astral Cornucopia, I was thinking.
If you only pump 3 into it, it's going to double itself.
Yeah, and then the Ballista.
Walking Ballista.
Walking Ballista, yeah.
Anything like that, that's gross. The one I care about is, the second part is instant a sorcery spell or an activated ability that has X in it is copied. Already disgusting.
The ability alone.
Yeah. And it's gross.
That's absolutely insane.
I have to, basically that gives me, in my baby deck, I have to produce less mana to kill the whole table now.
Right.
Because I only have to produce half the mana I would normally.
Torment of Hellfire, you only have to put
if I can get to 10, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because it's going to copy
10
itself.
10 is stupid, yeah.
And I already have ways to copy
already
a
dumb amount.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think I've gotten there in turn 5 before.
Yeah, 10's already a stupid amount. But yeah, even pumping 5 or 6 into it, or even less.
So if I pull this card, it's definitely going to be going into that deck. But it's fucking icky.
It is. It's really good.
I don't know if there's some guy in R&D at Magic X spells, right?
Yeah. Am I right?
Am I right? And then there's 3 other people, me and I don't know if you watch Commander Versus, but Jeremy Knoll, he loves X spells. He loves Villainous Wealth and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, Villainous Wealth for this one,
dude.
Mind Grind, this is up your alley right here.
Oh yeah, and I know there's some activated abilities with X in them too that can get pretty icky as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know there's a lot because it copies the activated ability too if it has X in it.
Yeah.
I just can't remember any right now that have X in them. Son of a bitch.
It's okay. I can never remember anything. This one's really good.
It's like, and I'm honestly startled too by that price tag. Like the mid being only 16 right now. I feel like, and I mean a high is 44, but I feel like it's gonna be. It's either gonna stay around 16 or I could see it hovering around 20, even when it's released.
Yeah.
Because that's powerful, and for 3 mana.
But yeah,
you could drop that on turn 2 if you drop a forest and a soul ring.
Right.
I mean, it's not gonna help you that much.
Think about this for like Storm the Herd. Where you pay X into it and you get that many tokens. It's yeah. You pay like 5 into it, you get 10 tokens.
Yeah.
It's like a Cathar's Crusade out. Stupid.
Miracle cost. Is it Entreat the Angels? It's 1 white and then X. And if you're paying its miracle cost.
Yeah.
So if you draw that on your first turn, untap, pump 5 into it. Hey, you got 10/4 for Flying Angels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
It's pretty gross.
I don't run too many X spells in my token deck, which is.
But I can honestly see that could be a fun build if you did the Hydra, the Jund Hydra, Waker of Graves, because he has X in his cost too, and just did a Hydra tribal deck with him.
Yeah.
And that in it, you can make some big ass fucking Hydra.
Yeah, you can. This is a guy I forgot to talk about.
Hex Drinker.
Hex Drinker. He's strange to me.
He's like a little mini Progenitus.
Yeah, it's you drop him turn 1.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you got nothing going on turn 2.
Turn 1 for a 2/1. That's not bad.
You could turn 1 for a 2/1, and then turn 2 you got nothing going on. Drop your second land, pump him up to 3 immediately.
Yeah, and then you get fucking.
And then.
He's a 4/4 protect from instance.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
then you have to get him to 8 for everything, but it only costs 1 to level up, which is the good part about it, and it's one of any color. It's colorless.
Yeah, I can see this being really good in like a standard deck as well.
Well, the fact that he's a snake is going to go into a lot of like snake tribal decks.
Yeah, snake tribal. But even these are one of those turn 1 cards that you don't think about normally in the game. But if you're at the point in the game where you have nothing going on, you need to drop a creature and you're already like further in, you could drop him down, level him up to fucking 8 immediately.
Yeah.
And just have a beater.
A 6/6 protect from everything?
From everything? Like, come on.
At that point, yeah, you better board wipe or just get rid of it somehow.
Yeah. He just gets worse as he stays on the board.
And you can, and it's funny too, because once he has protection from instance, and it's like your turn, because you can level up. Oh, level up is only as a sorcery. But if it's your turn and you're leveling up and he's already protected from instance, nobody can do anything about the level up because it's not, because it's instant speed.
Yeah.
They have to wait till it's their turn or off your turn.
And like, say you combo him with, say, Eternal Witness. Is it Eternal Witness? No, not Eternal Witness.
That just brings something.
Yeah. No, what am I thinking of?
I don't know, man.
Oh my God, what's her name? The one who taps your lands. Oh, but it's a source. It's sorcery. Yeah, Seaborn. Never mind. It's a sorcery, so it wouldn't sorcery speed, so you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, no. But it's still, if you want to pump the mana to him on your turns, it gets gross fast. Honestly, if you just get him to 3, he's pretty safe.
He's pretty good, yeah.
And with our play group, I won't ever be able to convince anybody to kill it. And then once it has protection from everything, they're going to be like, I can't kill it.
It's a 6/6. You pump that guy up and just beat face with it.
Give him infect.
Give him infect. Give him trample. Give him everything.
Hey, just go nuts.
Throw a couple swords on him. You know,
a couple swords. You ain't got arms, but you can just tape him to the side.
Just stab him into him, and he'll roll around. But yeah, no, I really like this card. I might consider it for certain decks, maybe even my recursion deck, just because it's good. He only costs 1, so going looking for a.
There was a black card that was released in here, Nether Spirit. I thought about putting in my Yawgmoth deck, but he seems so limited in what he does. Also, I love the first sphere Gargantua. A little lore. First sphere's talking about the first sphere for Phyrexia because it has layers like Dante's Inferno.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Nether Spirit. He only comes back if he's the only creature in your graveyard on your upkeep.
If you're playing a recursion deck,
yeah, that's the thing. It's like not only do I have to have him only in my graveyard on my upkeep. So I have to wait a whole turn cycle before he gets back to me. Somebody could just kill one of my things and he doesn't come back.
He doesn't come back, yeah.
So I thought about him like, it's cool that he's recurring himself, but it's so... Again, I think this is them being afraid of things like reassembling a skeleton.
Yeah.
Because reassembling a skeleton is so powerful, and you could see it in other skeletons that they've released since then, like Gutter Bones and I think Sanitarium Skeleton. They go to your hand. They won't ever go back to the battlefield.
Go back to the fields, yeah.
And with Gutter Bones, you need the stipulation of dealing damage before you can even activate that ability.
Right.
But in reassembling skeletons, that fucking badass kid in the back of the room smoking a cigarette while the teacher's rambling on, because he doesn't give a shit. He goes right to the back of the battlefield.
He doesn't care one bit.
Yeah. And he's a powerful card in almost any reanimator deck. But this guy, he's like, it's just not good. And I wish it, like, I don't see that as a rare at all.
That is a really strange, yeah. I couldn't see why.
Maybe you're running a mono nether spirits and you only plan is to have one in there.
maybe. But
if he came back at your instep, I feel like he'd be worth the rare slot, because then you don't have to wait a whole turn cycle.
It's true, yeah.
Then you can kind of control it better.
Come right back in, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that you have to wait, depending on how many players you're playing against, 3 or 4 turns,
yeah,
and hopefully nothing gets back to your graveyard, which there's a higher chance that you're going to get something destroyed than not.
I could see him being good with Delve, because Delve, you can exile things out of your graveyard to pay for costs. But why the fuck you delving away all your creatures in your graveyard?
Exactly. Like, if you're delving or if you're putting stuff into your graveyard to pay mana costs, it's usually going to be stuff that's not a creature. You're going to want to put those out.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how.
Oh, can we talk about another poo-poo card?
What's up?
Let's go to go to the red.
Oh, red.
Red, yeah, right.
The least loved.
Aria Flame. Go ahead and read that for me and tell me what's wrong with it.
All right. When Aria the Flame enters the battlefield, each opponent gains 10 life. Well, there's that.
You're like, we're already off to a bad start here.
When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a verse counter on Aria the Flame, then it deals damage equal to the number of verse counters on it to target player or planeswalker.
So theoretically,
what the fuck?
I play Aria Flame. I'm playing against 3 people. I just gave 30 life to my opponents. How many fucking instants and sorceries do I have to cast to even get that out of there to break even?
Yeah.
If it was only the second part, it would have been good. Because then one instant, you deal 1 damage. Because is it each opponent? No, to target player or planeswalker.
So you have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Now, I get that this might be against... this is perfect against Oathbreaker decks. Because, yeah, you gave them the life, but you're destroying their planeswalker.
Yeah.
Their commander. And it's really good against planeswalkers in general.
Yeah.
Aside from giving them fucking 10 life.
It makes very little sense to me, because even in a duel, I don't want my opponent going up to, at least in commander duel, I don't want them going up to 50. And if you're playing like Oathbreaker, I don't want them going up to 30.
Yeah.
Because even if I can storm off right then, there's no guarantee that I can even whittle that 10 life down in a single turn.
That's insane, actually, yeah. Because it's only... You're going to have to be playing a lot of fucking spells.
Yeah.
And a lot of low costing... does almost nothing type spells.
It would work in the storm, because the storm copies. Actually, are the storm copies even cast? They're copies, so I don't think they are. So I don't even know if that would go off a storm. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I read it and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, again, I think that's them being afraid of things, because if it didn't have that first clause about the gaining 10 life,
then it'd be fine.
It'd honestly be really good.
If you're able to proliferate and double your counters immediately.
Yeah.
So Aria the Flame.
Yeah.
Then I could see it being brutal. If you're playing like a retroactive deck where your only shtick is to react to other people's plays.
Yeah.
Then I could see it being true.
Maybe in a really weird like red-black infect deck.
Where
you're playing a lot of spells and stuff, and all your creatures have infect, so you don't really care about the 10 life you're giving them.
Yeah. But
even then, that seems so jank to me that I don't think it's ever going to really happen. But that was like, when I saw that card, I was sorely disappointed, because I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I don't. And the fact that it's $3 to $2.30, like, what?
Unless there's some tech that I don't know about.
Yeah, there could be. I mean,
Astral Drift is actually really good. It's another Astral Slide. But this one, Astral Slide, triggers off of, which you could put this in your Blink deck, by the way, but I don't know how much cycling you got.
Very little, surprisingly.
Astral Slide, the original one, anytime somebody cycled, it would trigger, and you could blink something.
Oh, so this is whenever you cycle.
Yeah. And even if you cycle it, you get at least 1 blink.
Yeah.
And you get to draw a card. But Astral Slide Astral Drift. They're pretty good, especially like in a cycling deck, because I've seen a couple cycling decks that are like Zur cycling decks. And the whole point of Zur, because this costs 3 as well for an enchantment, he can go get it. He swings once, you can go get it.
Yeah, true. True.
And another copy of Astral Slide in one of those decks is going to be great.
Yeah. I noticed there's a lot of cycling in this.
Cycling's good, man.
Yeah.
What else? Any cards you think are overpowered or underpowered? I think we talked about some underpowered ones.
Fucking Urza.
Well, before we talk about Urza, go to blue. Let's talk about the most underpowered card in the set.
Up.
Yeah, keep going. Wait, where is it? Right there, Pondering Mage. The fuck is that shit?
And this is the battlefield. The top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. You may shuffle your library.
It's Ponder. For 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's okay. If he were 5 and he had like tap a blue and a colorless and do that, then he would be a lot better.
Honestly, he could have cost 2 less and had a weaker body and done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I guess in Modern, I think Ponder is really good because it costs 1 and it does exactly what's on that card.
Right.
But I think they're afraid of it.
Yeah, I could see. Okay, yeah, costing 2 less and then having the Ponder cost. It's Ponder on a stick.
Yeah.
Ponder whenever you want.
Yeah.
Which can get a little OP as well.
I think they're just afraid of Ponder. The fact that he's a common also is probably like that's why his mana cost is so high.
Yeah. Yeah, that's trash.
But I feel like that's way underpowered for what it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Blue, the worst color. Actually, no, white's the worst color. And you can quote me on that. Oh, actually, quote me on that.
Come on, blue. Oh god, everything.
It doesn't want like look at him.
There we go.
Dude, I love the Squid Illusion. Squid Illusion's great.
We need to redraw a card for this one. That'd be really good. That's this guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
He's very similar to what's his name? Chasm Skulker.
Yeah. Except he doesn't turn into tokens when he does.
Yeah, which is the only unfortunate part.
And if you know me, you know I like tentacles.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Made a lot of people uncomfortable just now.
Let's see.
Oh, the Merit Lodge's Slumber is kind of cool, but although I think that's a flavor fail because Merit Lodge was trapped in the ice. If I'm not mistaken. So wouldn't you want less snow permanents before she breaks free, not more?
Yeah, I guess right. Or it's like destroy snow permanent or permanents in your graveyard. Snow permanents in your graveyard that'd be cool. That would make sense.
But it's basically this. It's another way to get Merit Lodge out, which is
2020.
Yeah, because there was Dark Depths, which is a land back in the day. I keep hitting my mic. A land back in the day that did the same thing, put out the same token. And there's like a combo with it with Hex Drinker, where you can put Hex Drinker out and get rid of all the counters on Dark Depths and immediately have the 2020.
That's insane. Yeah, 2020 is nothing to scoff at.
I'm just still sad because Merit Lodge deserves more than this, and she deserves more than being a token. We don't even know what she is.
Really, I don't know any lore behind her.
I think it was an Ice Age thing. Like she was trapped on Dominaria or something, like in the ice. And it's just a fucking horror, cosmic horror. And there was a theory that she was an Eldrazi, but she's not because she's black mana aligned.
Okay.
I think she's just some kind of like elder god thing. But again, cool. I feel like it's just kind of like a poop on a really cool lore thing.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm a big lore nerd. So.
You are.
I like lore.
So we can talk about them yet?
Yeah, we can talk about fucking douchebag McGee over here.
Douchebag McGee.
How are you going to walk into Phyrexia and just ruin it like that?
This fucking guy.
How's it feel killing your brother?
Yeah. What you were speaking about Mishra, or yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get Mishra.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But if they do Modern Horizons 2, I could see Mishra being in there.
They're going to keep dropping Moderns all over the place.
They're going to keep the price. Honestly, though, I still think this price tag for this, I don't think this is quite Modern Master level stuff, but there are some powerful cards. So
there are, yeah.
But I feel like there could have been an in-between because it's like, it's double the price of a pack in a box. It could have been a little in-between.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
But Urza's gross.
Urza is disgusting.
One of our friends is building him. Actually, 2 of our friends are building him, but one, he's definitely building him more flavorfully. Me and him kind of building Urza and Yawgmoth together, like as flavorfully as possible. Which turns out, if you build them flavorfully, they're still pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah, well, he was saying he was having problems not going infinite.
Yeah, he would find a couple cards and be like, "Oh, this will be cool." Infinite, fuck.
Yeah, and he's a really good deck builder, like an extremely good deck builder.
Very good player too. Like he sees all this energy on the table at once.
He does shit that I'm like, how did I have those same cards? How did you know to do that type thing?
This is the guy that actually got me and John into Magic.
Yeah.
We've been hooked ever since, pretty much. And but yeah, he's building Urza, and Urza is kind of crazy. There's a bunch of different ways you can take. The grossest way I've seen people take Urza is stacks, which means like anything that like slows people down. So like think Winter Orb, Static Orb,
Okay, yeah.
things like that, because he can tap them for mana, and so you don't get affected by it.
Yeah.
And then you can play Howling Mine in him. So at the end of your turn, tap it for a blue. Nobody else gets the extra cards, but on your turn it untaps and you get to draw an extra card.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the fact that, he turns all your artifacts into a blue mana if you need it.
Then you throw like Paradox Engine in there.
Dude, I honestly think Paradox Engine is going to get banned.
You really think so?
Not
with this because of him?
I think it's been on its way.
Okay.
Because it seems broken in almost anything that can conceivably abuse it.
Yeah.
It's broken.
Yeah.
And this is going to be even more so.
Yeah.
Because now all your artifacts are untapping with each spell.
I abused the shit out of Paradox Engine in my Rakdos deck.
I feel bad that I got rid of my Paradox Engine.
Anytime I put that out, if I don't do anything with it that turn, it's gone. Someone's going to destroy it.
Yeah.
And I understand. Paradox Engine is a ridiculous card.
Well, here's the big question. Do you think Urza will get banned?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't see him as that powerful. He's definitely going to be like, you're probably going to play against some douchebags that have made him as miserable to fight as possible.
Yeah.
But then we have like our friend who's trying to build him as flavorfully as possible. Still good.
Yeah.
But on flavor. And it's still going to be powerful. It's still going to be, I've heard people say he's going to be like top tier, like competitive EDH level stuff, which we don't play really competitive EDH. We're probably like somewhere in between. We can get fucking into it, but meaning we don't spend. So we don't make them as streamlined as possible for the purpose of just
streamlining. Yeah, no, we don't necessarily like. We're not turn 2 playing 7-drops.
No, but we'll get sweaty.
We have before, but that's usually like fluke. Like, okay, happens. And it's funny. We have a friend that we used to be afraid of his deck. Like, no matter what we played, we just got our asses handed to us.
Yeah, it was mono green Omnath, Locus of Mana, and he just beat face as fast as he could.
Because it was so quick. It was such a quick deck, and just watching ourselves progress, humble brag.
Yeah. That fear is gone.
The fear is gone. We go in there and we're like, okay, we know he's going to put out a bunch of creatures, and either I can outpower, or usually I can outpower his creatures because they come in really small.
Yeah.
Or I can he can outramp me with mana, but I can usually put out more creatures than him in some sense.
And see, me, it's like black is my color. I love black, and especially building Yawgmoth, I finally found the black commander I've always wanted. The creature hate in that is insane.
It's stupid.
And I can keep him off creatures for as much as I want. Pretty much. So that fear is gone.
Yeah. As many, like, there was a game we played. It was my baby deck, my tokens, and my big buff creatures, and against your Yawgmoth deck, and it was a real struggle to keep my field. No joke. I did keep my field. I that's what I do love about that deck, is that it's really hard to keep me down.
And see, that's the thing. I found myself slipping more into the mentality of Yawgmoth, where I'm like, I'll put -1/-1 counters on your stuff until they're like 0/1s or 1/1s.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, they can stay like that for test reasons.
Okay, Dick. Okay.
You had like a 7/7. It's like, he's a 1/1 now, and I don't know what to do.
Fuck. Yeah, exactly.
I really want to do that to your Sarah Ascendant that you like to drop all the time. Just make it a 1/1.
1/1, yeah. I mean, it's not hard.
No. But yeah, Urza's fucking powerful. That third ability, basically, there's so many ways that you can make infinite mana with him, and then you can play your whole deck. Because the bottom ability is basically Mind's Desire, which is Mind's Desire is like a storm card. It says the same thing. You shuffle your library, you can play the top card.
And the fact that you can tap all of your artifacts to use it.
Yeah. So hey, guess what?
You don't need lands.
Yeah, Paradox Engine. Tap your 5 artifacts. Do the thing that casts it.
Yeah.
And tap your 5. You can keep doing it.
You keep doing it. You can go infinite with Paradox Engine alone. Well, as long as you have enough artifacts.
Telling the turn you may play that card, so you even can play lands.
That's insane.
Yeah.
OP. He is OP.
He's pretty powerful.
And, if I ever do decide, because I've been wanting to build a mono blue deck because it's so out of my comfort zone.
Fair, yeah.
I might do an Urza, and I might be the most bullshit Urza deck you'll ever know, because I'm not going for flavor. I'm going for dickish moves like that.
I will make sure he is never on the board for more than 2 seconds.
Fair enough. This will be my echo of Eon's deck, where I make everyone. I use like Mycosynth Lattice and destroy everything.
You're gonna be spending a lot of money on that deck, dude.
yeah, I know. Mycosynth Lattice and destroy everything, and then restart the game and be like, yeah, Urza bitch, and then and then fucking and just concede at that point.
Yeah, don't you do that? Do you hate us? Do you not want to play Magic no more? Because you could just not.
I can.
Overpowered cards, yeah, I'm definitely agree with Urza being not. I don't like to use the term overpowered as like saying like he needs to be banned.
No. It's definitely not overpowered in the fact that it needs to be banned, but it's definitely a top tier.
Honestly, I think he's on, at least flavorfully, he's on point with his power level. And if he wasn't powerful, I would have been more depressed.
Yeah, no.
Because this is actually before his spark ignited, if I'm not mistaken. Because his spark ignited in a
he fucking lost his shit and went to the the unstable.
Oh yeah, the fucking head. Yeah. No, yeah, like he blew up, like trying to kill Mishra's army or something like that. He blew up the plane pretty much to cause the Ice Age, I think, and that's when his spark ignited.
Oh, so that's why there's so much snow.
Yeah.
Snowland or snow permanents.
And the same thing with Yawgmoth is like, this is pre-Phyrexian God. And I feel like his power level is pretty on par with what he's doing. And again, I feel like he's pretty close. He's definitely not equal to Urza, because Urza can go infinite in so many different ways. He can be so degenerate. Yawgmoth, he can go infinite with like 2 undying creatures. You can draw your whole deck as long as you can gain your life back and do what you need to do that way. But I feel like the discrepancy between their power levels isn't as big as some people make it out to be.
Yeah.
I feel like they're pretty fucking even.
Yeah. For lore reasons as well. It's for what they do.
See, and I was afraid. I was afraid either one, they were going to print Yawgmoth pre-Phyrexian God, so still as the Thran Physician, and it was just going to be horribly underpowered. Like he was going to do nothing.
You know, people I understand the sparks and certain characters becoming planeswalkers, but I usually appreciate creature versions of them more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But Urza was OG Planeswalker before they were like really Planeswalkers cards.
Yeah.
And he was like, there were God level things, but that was my other fear with Yawgmoth, was they were going to try to print the Phyrexian God version of him, and he was going to be so powerful that it was going to be immediately banned.
Yeah.
Because you can't make Phyrexian God Yawgmoth without it being so stupidly powerful that you can't play it.
Yeah.
But that was the cool thing about God Yawgmoth. He wasn't even a Planeswalker, and he was at the level of OG Planeswalkers, if not a little higher.
True.
And he did that all with his brain hole.
Brain hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to another OP card is obviously Unbound Flourishing, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Well, thinking about the Force cards, I think that the green Force card is probably the best one.
Yeah, as for green, I think this is probably one of the top tier.
Oh yeah,
just because of the X spells. I mean, obviously you have to be running X spell type deck
for it to really benefit from it.
But the Land War Tribe, I still think that's really OP.
It's pretty powerful.
I just think bumping up to 6 immediately.
You didn't talk about one card that I thought you would talk about for your baby deck, because your baby deck makes a lot of tokens, correct?
I maybe not even seen it. So
Scale Up. It's in green. It costs 1 green, and you can overload it, I think. Down a little more. Right there. It's the bottom right. Yeah, you can overload it for 6. So all of a sudden you can make all your tokens into 6/4 worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have looked at this, and I think because the overload cost is so high, but then again, like you're making everything to a 6/4. Yeah. My tokens normally are congruent with like usually a big beater.
Yeah.
Or like say an ankle shanker.
Fucking ankle shaker.
Yeah,
but then your ankle shaker is a 6/4.
That's true. Yeah.
No, that's the only problem I see with this is because it's not instant speed. So you can't be like swing and people are like, okay, I'll take 5/1.
Yeah.
Like if they're 1/1s, I'll take 5 damage. Be like, no, bitch.
I mean, I do have Vidalcan Warrior in there.
That's true. Yeah. So you could. Can you overload? Yeah, because it's an alternative cost. You can overload it at instant speed.
And I have the Growing Rights of Vidmalok, or
apparently I heard Growing Rights. Yeah, the Guy's Cradle.
Yeah.
I forgot who I was watching, but they're talking about cards that are actually good in Modern. Apparently, this one's really good because you can. This will actually make Infect better because you can make your Infect creature a 6/4, which is it's not bad.
Yeah. That's not bad at all.
For one green.
I mean, just to even like to have a beater, just it's still end of turn, but
yeah.
If you're, I mean, for myself, if I need to drop Bruce in, give a certain creature double strike, lifelink, and then turn him into a worm.
Yeah. All I'm saying, might be worth a test in your baby deck.
You could test it out.
Yeah.
That overload cost is really high. That's my only issue with it. But if I'm at the point where all my creatures are going to start attacking you, I should have that much mana to burn into it.
And if you think of Cyclonic Rift, its overload is 7, I believe, 7 or 8. And it's a powerful card for what it does, but that's instant speed stuff. This is more sorcery, which I kind of takes the sting out of it. But like you said,
because you can't surprise attack.
Yeah,
and that's my favorite thing to do, especially with Flash. I mean, I have Flash now, so it would help.
Yeah. If you think about it, swinging 5 1/1s at somebody, and all of a sudden it's 30 damage instead of 5.
Exactly. Yeah. You just like, and it's funny though, like that tail where they're like, you just stop and you're like, hold on, let me know when you declare blockers. And they're just like, wait a second.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Any other cards you think that are just like really powerful? I can think of one mythic that I think is underpowered.
I think the first sliver is a little OP. Just for the fact that if you get it going, if you synergize it correctly, you could just produce,
and slivers naturally synergize.
You could just produce slivers and slivers and slivers and keep going. And even if they're like low costing slivers,
and I think slivers are at a point because slivers are already gross.
Even if you make what's it, Morphon or whatever his name is, your commander, and then put this guy in there, make him a sliver, cast him for free. And then just make the rest slivers. So you can he's a changeling. He could be anything he wants. So if you use him as your commander,
true,
and this as a utility creature, and then maybe even like,
I feel like that'll probably happen with some people probably will run Morphon as a sliver commander, but there's so many good ones. Like I know our friend runs Sliver Queen. I think she got fucking expensive if I remember correctly.
Did she?
And all she does is produce 1/1 slivers, and I think you can gain control of a target sliver, which is less relevant, but it can come in play. The point is you're making 1/1 slivers that now have all the abilities of the things that you already have on the field.
Yeah, that's the gross part. Yeah. And slivers are just gross.
Slivers are.
They're like a hive mind, I'm guessing. That's why they all.
I believe so. I forgot what they were made from. I don't know the exact lore, but they're really cool.
Yeah, I just consider them like hive mind, and hive minds get the same attributes.
Think like Zerg almost.
Yeah, exactly. By yourself, or do you have any other OP?
Go to red. I don't know about OP, but I know about underpowered. Mythic. I forgot the name.
Go back to Ari and the Flame.
Yeah, this one. This piece of shit.
Once again, fuck this card.
Keep going down. Where's this bitch? Right there. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer. Click on that bitch. I feel like this is way underpowered for a mythic because, okay, when there's a battlefield, you get to discard 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Cool. And for each non-land card discarded this way, you create a 1/1 red elemental creature token. Cool. So he comes in the battlefield for 3, and at best you get 2.
Yeah.
And then for 5, you exile him from the graveyard to create 2 more. Young Pyromancer's better. Young Pyromancer costs 2, 1 and a red, and each instant and sorcery spell you get a 1/1 elemental.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is a waste of a mythic slot, and I don't know if it does anything beneficial.
I don't think it does, unless you're able to blink them consistently, and then you could draw your deck.
Discard your deck.
Or discard your deck, yeah. Discard 2. If you're playing a very niche recursion deck.
That's the problem, though, is because you have to discard the 2 before you even draw the 2. So if you have no hand,
then I got nothing for it, and it costs $20 on average. What?
Like again,
there must be something we don't know.
Yeah, unless there's some tech that I'm not sure about.
Yeah,
I just look at this and am disappointed by it.
Yeah.
Then I'm not a huge red player. I do like red, and I have red in my baby deck, but it's there for splashes of different things. This is just, it's not like, it's not good for me.
I think you told me the other day that red seems to be my color. I think it was red.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at it. I'm like, I don't think it is.
No?
I don't think it is. And I'm probably more towards green, honestly.
You're gonna have to kill our friend who's the mono green player.
Yeah.
They're gonna be one.
Because like I'm getting tired of black.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I'm getting tired of it. All my decks have black in it.
You need to talk to Yawgmoth.
Yeah. I come back missing like some limbs and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm part robot now.
I'm a huge black player, so anytime somebody says they're getting sick of black, I just look at them like they're speaking Chinese to me.
Yeah. I don't know. All my decks I'm struggling to build a monocolor. I have a green monocolor. But
I think you'll find one because I've been trying to do this since I started playing.
Yeah.
Was trying to find like the color, and it wasn't until I think it was like a few months ago where I was like, it's black. It's always been black.
For some reason, all my decks create tokens, and I don't mean to do that. It just
He's like, this is my new recursion blink deck. I'm like, why are you making so many tokens?
yeah, why are there so many tokens on the field? Anyway.
Overpowered cards. I don't know off the top of my head if obviously we talked about Urza, we talked about Unbound Flourishing, the Sliver. Go to artifacts. Mox Tantalus.
Yeah, Mox Tantalus. It's very underpowered.
Yeah. Scroll down for me. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing really in here that's like crazy.
Yeah. And we could have missed cards, so we don't. I tried looking through all of them, and it's hard to remember what every single one of them does.
Well, yeah, when you're a bitch.
I am.
There's a couple ninjas that are pretty powerful. Nothing OP. Definitely good. Well, let's talk about themes and abilities that you may like or dislike. So, like, think like Overload or, that's a good card. I almost forgot. Cyclonic Rift in white. I forgot what it's called. See if I can see. Life of me, what the name was.
Oh shit! Well, I could barely read that.
I must need to be near the bottom. Yeah, we didn't even talk about Sisei, but Sisei's not that. Not my thing.
It's not my thing either.
Winds of Abandon.
We can still talk about her though.
It's basically an overload. It's basically Path of Exile that you can overload to hit all your opponent's stuff.
Oh.
They're gonna get a bunch of basics for all the stuff. Like, so if I hit your token field, go get 20 basics.
Yeah.
But it exiles all those creatures.
That's true.
And it's sorcery speed, which again is not as good as Cyclonic Rift because it's instant speed. I don't think they'll ever do that again because they learned their lesson.
Yeah, dude.
Same with like you could see that in the history of Magic. Like even Lightning Greaves, I think they learned their lesson with zero costing equipment.
Yeah. Lightning Greaves is gross.
But Winds of Abandon, I think it's not OP, but it's powerful. The mass exile you can get for 6 mana.
Oh, and then you pair it up with that one card we were talking about. When you exile a card, you get +1/+1s. That's a lot of exile
Soul
cards.
Herder becomes fucking huge.
It's fucking monstrous.
Yeah, and then you swing.
And then because they have nothing to.
So that's gonna go in your blink deck now, right?
It could. It could.
That could actually be a game winner because, say I have 5 creatures, somebody else has 5 creatures, somebody else has 5 creatures. Your Soul Herder just got +15/+15.
Yeah, true.
And you can swing them.
You just swing right out.
But yes, brah.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't even know that card was in there. Yeah, we could talk about Sisei real quick.
She's not my favorite character in all of Magic. Like I don't know much about her because she's not very.
Before we get there,
Shelter.
I'm into her.
Why are you into her?
I'm just into her.
She wearing underwear?
I don't know.
Unders?
But I'm into it.
You're into Jesus, man. So I'm into her. I don't even know what the card does.
Oh, she was right. I was so distracted by her, I didn't see Sisei was right next to her.
God damn it. Yeah, she's pretty good. Definitely people are going to like her because she's 5 colors for one.
Super Friends deck.
Yeah, and our friend, I think, is because he already had a Sisei deck.
He has a Sisei deck. He's probably going to replace her.
Yeah, which having 5 colors just seems better.
What's the other Sisei do? It's very similar, right?
You just go search for a legendary permanent or legendary card.
Do you tap her or do you...
I think you tap her.
So it might be a little more powerful than this.
Yes, because this one, you can only search for the converted mana cost equal to her power. So when you first activate her, you can, or it's less, right? Mana costs less than Sisei's power. So when you first activate her, if she doesn't have a +1/+1 counter, you can search for a legendary 1-drop.
Yeah.
When it comes into play, but she gets +1/+1 for each color among other legendary permanents. It's very specific.
I see. It's because usually if you're going for a 1-drop, you're going to get only one color. You're getting for a...
Yeah.
After that, you can possibly get 2 colors.
Yeah, it's very specific, but I can still see her being pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah, you learn how to... If you build her correctly.
And Yawgmoth can just block her all day because she's a human.
She's a human.
Human. Fuck humans. Wait, what's Yawgmoth? Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't put -1/-1 counters on himself. He has protection from himself.
Protection from...
Wish I had protection from myself.
That's deep.
Yeah, underpowered or overpowered, not really.
It's kind of meets right in the middle. If you build it right for a commander deck, then I can see it being really fun to use.
But yeah, so are there any abilities you like being back? Or that you don't like being back?
I didn't really care for much of the abilities in here. Like the cycling was weird. I don't. It's not weird. I just don't care for it.
What about like Overload or Storm's even back?
I noticed Storm was back,
which is fucking hilarious. The green Storm's actually not bad. You gain 3 life, so if you play a bunch of cards, you can gain a shit ton of life. But
yeah,
I don't know what Storm deck runs green. So.
Storm's all right.
Yeah,
there wasn't very many that I
flashback. They've done a lot of things. Obviously, rebound.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the board right now of what they put in here. There's I know there's a lot of changelings and a lot of ninjas.
Yeah,
that was one theme that I saw. Changelings is cool. I'm cool with changelings. Especially when you want to run a tribal deck, but you need a little more kick to it, where 1/1 elves aren't going to cut it. You want to throw in like a green changeling.
Yeah, people will complain because they'll be like, "That's not whatever that deck's supposed to be." Like it's changeling. It says it.
It's right here. It's any type.
Every creature type.
Yeah. Or if you want to, yeah, exactly, just that kind of thing. The one thing that I didn't really care for in this set was
that was the other thing they added. Splice onto instant and sorcery. That's actually pretty powerful.
I didn't even see that, surprisingly.
Yeah, you make a 3/3 colors column, so you can splice that cost onto any instant sorcery you play. And if you do, you get that card effect.
Card effect?
That card's effect.
Oh, there's a card effect.
Card effect. It's an artifact, but it's a card. Card effect.
Mean, they all are.
Damn it.
That's cool.
Because it doesn't cast it if you splice it on an instant and sorcery.
Yeah.
You just reveal it.
Oh, okay.
So you can keep doing it to all your instant and sorceries and keep getting 3/3 golems as long as you have that extra 4 mana on top of whatever you're paying.
Got it. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
especially if you're dead in the water and you're like, I have this bounce, but it doesn't do anything for me. But hey, look at that. I got a goal.
It's like because there was old splice onto Arcane, Kamigawa or something.
Oh, okay.
Like that, where you could splice things onto Arcane spells. It's always cool. Vespral Arc, man. I think that goes in your Blink deck.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. Leaves the battlefield, return target creature card, power 1 or less.
Oh yeah. It's something.
It definitely can combo with.
Yeah, and Evokes back. Look at Evokes a thing.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of.
Yeah, I wish they didn't spread it out so much. I guess.
Yeah,
but I could see why they wanted to use older stuff.
Like I said, it was like I felt like this is more of a nostalgia kick for everybody.
I forgot because we weren't around for this, but I guess it's like Time Spiral 2, where they just tried to do like a bunch of older stuff.
This is what.
Let's talk about Hall of Heliod's Generosity. So this is Academy Ruins for enchantments.
Yeah.
And Academy Ruins, I think that's the one that's banned. It's 1 in a blue, and you put a artifact from your graveyard on top of your library. And the normal thing to do is a Mindslaver lock. So you lock somebody out with Mindslaver, constantly putting it back on the top of your library and drawing in and doing it again.
That's fucked.
And I guess people already found things with this one because this does enchantments.
Yeah.
There's like an old ass enchantment that does something kind of similar.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this like, why?
And it's a land. You play it for free.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But it's cool recursion for enchantment decks that aren't gonna fucking be degenerates about it.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I see this one as pretty. It's not OP, but it's definitely powerful.
Yeah.
It's a good land. Land.
Yeah, just for recursion itself. And yeah, I could use it in my deck. My new.
Yeah. If I had white in my baby deck, I'd put it in there.
No, but one thing that I don't know why they brought back, and I might be going against the grain here, is snow. the snow lands and the snow permanents, and
They're so pretty.
They are. They're cool. I'll give you that.
I want Yawgmoth to have all those snow covered swamps.
I'll give you that. But
which, by the way, I get all your snow covered swamps. By the way,
we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna replace my unstable lands on my baby deck.
Yeah, because my baby deck, because it's kind of sitting there getting power. I only have like 3 of each basic in that, and they all have the unstable land colors.
The unstable lands are just too beautiful.
Yeah. But since my mono black is gonna become my main focus, I want something different.
Oh, something nice in there.
Yeah. So I feel snow covered's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And between my box, a couple of our friends' boxes, and your box, I might be able to get enough snow covered swamps.
Yeah, you should be fine. Yeah, you should be okay. Especially if none of us run them. I'll probably throw some of them into my Rakdos deck or my.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, those snow covered mountains are really pretty.
Yeah, they're really nice. But yeah, I can't push myself to replace my unstable.
There's synergy with them. None of us really run it because we don't have the card. It's extra plain on Lin's.
Yeah,
they have synergy with that.
I think I did, or maybe I did it. Oh no, I never bought it because I didn't want to buy Snowlands.
Yeah,
that's
because
why.
If you do just a mountain, then everybody's mountains are gonna tap like that.
Exactly.
But if you have snow covered mountains,
then yeah.
But I feel like there's gonna be a lot of snow covered shit for a while after the segment.
I'd hope so, because right now I'm not excited for snow.
Yeah, I'm excited for the art. That's about it. Like, I don't care about the synergy.
Well, that's what I look at in like almost every set. I'm like, all right, let me see these cool lands.
Right,
like, most people, I don't know how people are, but I'm very
especially if you spend a lot of time with a deck, you want it to look good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a Expedition Cinderglade in there, and it's one of my favorite lands in that deck.
Yeah. Like, if I had the money, dude, I'd do every the unstable swamps for my black deck. I would do all that shit.
Oh yeah.
But even non-foil are fucking expensive.
Are they?
Yeah. I think they're $2 or $3 a pop.
But if you're running mono, that's a lot.
Besides my utility lands I have in there, it's like 26.
Yeah, it's like $90.
Yeah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do is like every month, like
over time,
buy 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of money.
But I do love those snow covered swamps, so I'm probably gonna run those.
Yeah, and then just the snow covered permanents. I don't know why that was a thing in here, but
yeah, just a time spiral thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah, other than to go with the lore from Urza, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But
Stream of Thought. It's gonna go in my Ashiok's Oathbreaker deck.
Stream of Thought.
Yeah.
Target player puts top 4 cards of the library into the graveyard. You shuffle up to 4 cards from your graveyard. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
And you can replicate it and do it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, don't have an EDH deck for this, but Ashiok can get it. Ashiok can get it.
Ashiok can get it. Anyway.
Her and her demon horns.
Anything you saw that you didn't really care for?
The storm cards kind of seemed tack on to me. It seemed like they were cards that were just bad cards, and they're like, we'll put storm on it.
There's storm.
But
yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with what they came out with. The Overload was cool because I do like Overload, but I always saw Overload as more of a is it thing, like blue and red thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So like seeing it on white and stuff kind of freaks me out. And I know that all those new lands that you love, the ones that tap for any color and stuff, and that you can pay the mana and then draw the card if you sack it.
Yeah.
That was originally called it was a white green. It was like called Canopy Horizon or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was interesting and it was good because those were colors that kind of didn't have too much. Like, they do have card draw. Green has some, but
oh, I see what you're saying.
So like having every other color have it, it's like, why?
Yeah.
But I like them. I'm not going to discredit. Oh, it's one colorless to do that.
To sack it, yeah.
To draw a card. That's pretty powerful, especially late game where you're like, I don't need these lands. I need cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially you're like, I need. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're like have a Smothering Tithe out, like some people run,
fucking bitch,
and you're like, I don't need all these, so let me go draw my deck out and see what I can play. Especially if it's like a last whim, trying to survive. And
can we talk about that art really quick?
Really nice.
I don't know what the big fucking bulbous things are. You're
That's
Pete.
Pearland. Or is it Pete? Oh, just Peatland.
Pearland. Pearland.
Pearland. Nurturing Pearland.
Pearland.
No, but I just find these cards just powerful because with my baby deck, 1 life means nothing to me. And then and it doesn't come in tapped. That's the biggest part.
Yeah, which is great because, I mean, I've spent money on shocks for my baby deck, and I never spent money on fetches because fetches are ridiculous. But they're just great dual lands that are going to come in untapped, and that speeds up your game in a multicolor deck because your baby deck's 4 colors.
Yeah.
So
these are the equivalent of the old. They just come in and they're this color and this color lands.
Well, besides the life payment.
That's it, though.
But that life payment is what's separating whatever these are going for with $400 lands.
True. You're right. You are correct. I guess if you play it in a deck that it doesn't mean the life means nothing to you, then these are beautiful.
And the thing that these don't have that those old ass lands do. This one just says land. It's not a swamp forest.
It's not a swamp or forest. So you can't fetch for these if you really want to.
Yeah, like if you play Sky Shroud Claim, you can't fetch this.
Yeah, that is a big hindrance of these, but
they're good. They're still good.
Yeah. I'm not going to replace my shock lands for these, but they will take place of certain cards that I have that that come in tapped or something like that.
But all in all, what do you think of the set?
I dig it. There are some cards in there like that I see that I can build around and have fun with. There's a lot. I mean, with most decks, there's commons and uncommons that are a little bit of a filler. There wasn't any commons that stood out to me.
Just do an all rare set.
Yeah,
it's all we care about.
Yeah, it's all we care about. Like you said, there's some cards that just don't make fucking sense. Like that red card, Aria of the Flame. Like why?
Why?
You know?
I don't think they were eating their Wheaties that day.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the lands. I like it for the lands. I like it for the changelings. I like it for some of the creatures that came out of it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for underpowering.
Them being easily afraid of certain things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because if you're gonna build something, if you're gonna like release some stuff, give us a reason to buy it.
Especially if it's at this price point. If it's like the price point of a master set, it needs to be powerful. Yeah. And they need to not be afraid of having that power level because I think they're not afraid of the power level going up. They're afraid of having to ban things. Yeah. Especially in like modern and stuff. And I don't even know what the ban list looks like in modern. But no, it's
and like I said, if it's given out for a modern, like if it's set to go into like a modern play, and there's a niche or something I don't know about or mechanics that people see, then sure, like it's probably better than I think it is.
Yeah, because this was a set that was meant to go straight into modern that skipped standard because the cards were too powerful for standard, which I could see that. Yeah, with a lot of them, but I can also see a lot of ridiculous ones that honestly would be underpowered even in standard. So
yeah. I mean,
so I don't understand, I guess, but I think it was great for commander players like us.
Yeah, there's fucking fantastic for us that I can use,
and I cannot wait to go get my box on Friday.
Yeah, same here. Right. Well, actually, I'll probably have to wait till Monday. I'll be gone all weekend.
I'm gonna send you a lot of just pictures of.
Yeah, look at this, and then I get home and I pull up full of Yawgmoth. I'm like, yeah, bitch, look at this.
I will get the picture you send me, and then 2 minutes later you'll hear
just knocking on the door. Yeah. What the fuck? I'm like in Sacramento. Like, how did you do that?
No, I have my seeds planted everywhere. If a foiled Yawgmoth is pulled, I will be the first to know.
One thing I was kind of disappointed was like no full art, no special art, no.
That's what I was hoping they would do, like they wouldn't spoil it, and like people would start opening like crazy shit like that, like think like Phyrexian Masterworks or something. That'd be so fucking sick.
All black and like you see like just metal work around it or something. Yeah,
I would love that, and if I ran the company, obviously I don't, and I probably shouldn't run any company ever, but I would do that. I wouldn't spoil them, and then if people started opening them, they'd be like, holy shit. Yeah. And the prices for those would just shoot the fuck up because that's what happened with Masterworks too.
For sure.
But no, I was disappointed about that too. But hey, you never know. Maybe we start opening them and they're in the packs.
But they also have to make the Masterworks or those types of cards just very little in between just to keep the value.
Yes. Yeah. I hated the
Amonkhet where you could read fucking
the
shit
invocations.
All. Yeah.
They were fun. I would look at me like, what card is this?
Like, what am I? Damnation? No, that is not a damnation.
That is not this is a damnation.
Yeah. A gold? No, it should be black.
But yeah, this set, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for Yawgmoth. Basically, this set went from a lot of cool cards to Yawgmoth for me, but I'm still excited for all the rest of them, and I'm excited to see what people make in Commander with a lot of these new generals and new cards.
Yeah, I think I'm set to make on a more fun Changeling deck now.
Dude, that'd actually be pretty dope. But like, what's the tribal? Be like Changeling. Anything
tribe.
I want it to be.
Any tribe. And then I could throw in a coat of arms in there, because it doesn't matter what everybody else has. I have those too, right?
What a dick.
Am I right?
No, tell me if I'm right. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know.
Am I right?
But yeah, this was us rambling about Magic cards for however fucking long we've been here.
Yeah, it's probably been a while.
But I mean, we would love to know if you guys enjoy it, and if
we'll do it for every set.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
To every set, we definitely want to put some Magic content out of actually us playing.
We have a very, very toxic play group.
Yeah, very toxic.
Well,
very
okay.
toxic.
No, we're not. We like to ramble and
bullshit, and
it's actually really fun.
But if we can get that set up, that's definitely something we want to do. Because I think that ever since we had the idea for the channel, it was never just video games.
Yeah,
it was all
definitely.
stuff that we enjoyed in culture, like film, Magic cards, video games, anything really that we enjoy. But yeah, hopefully we get to do some of that stuff for you guys, and you get to see John freak the fuck out when he gets targeted soon.
You'll see. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. All right.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Later.